I watched the talk you did with Willie Leggett on South Carolina, and I'm wondering, is there any chance that Willie Leggett will primary Jim Clyburn?
It's funny you mention that because he just ran for a state house seat in Orangeburg. Running against Clyburn in a campaign is a suicide mission. Willie, by the way, has known Jamie Harrison since Harrison was a kid, and he said that Harrison was always had his eye on the main chance and his lips pursed to find the right ass, and he and like he's like everybody else in South Carolina, or like every other Black Democrat with aspirations, is hoping to get close enough to Clyburn to be tapped as his successor.
He's unbeatable.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's the most progressive, as he said the other day about himself. I don't know if you saw that.
There ain't nobody in the Democratic Party of the United States of America that's more progressive than Jim Clyburn. Nobody.
When Clyburn finally stopped being coy and announced his support for Biden, he actually said that as far as he was concerned, the race was between Biden and Medicare for all. So that's just kind of...
He's like the biggest recipient of pharmaceutical.
He is. Yeah. Right. Over $1 million in 10 years. And that buys a lot of political clout in the state of South Carolina. That's something else about the electoral stuff. Resources in most electoral contests will beat no resources, right? Most of the time. And another practice that the Democrats seem to have fallen into in their general kind of American Idol approach to like electoral politics. So, like last time we had like Beto and Stacey Abrams, who created this new category called the almost victor, right? So you find an improbable candidate to run against and a very probable kind of Republican opposition raise a shitload of money. And this was the same thing happened with Jamie this time. But raise $100 million and almost win. And then what happens is the almost victor gets to follow a new career path as like a kingmaker within the party. Beto kind of faltered because his white chocolate Obama act wasn't as good as Mayor Pete's white chocolate Obama act. So I don't know what the hell he's doing now.
And as we all know, white chocolate is not actually chocolate.
True. But it can be tasty.
We invented that, but yeah, you just split me open on the American Idol approach, and the almost victor. Yeah. But yeah, that goes back to that same issue of like the money that's going to get thrown into Georgia right now, the money that's going to get, like, I am pleading with people. I'll just say it. I mean, if people go to my website, people are interested. Like I've put the two main sort of action fund, like the ways that everyone should put money into Georgia if they feel like they want to, because people just do want to, is not into any national candidate. It's not into the national party. It's not to any of them. Right. It's to the base organizations that are knocking on door, that live there, that are from there, that are actually, that know their state, and that are not under some delusion that they're going to pull 2 Senate seats. But we know that the more we invest in the base, the more real it's going to become. I do believe at some point we will take Texas, and it's not going to happen because of the American Idol almost victor candidate. It's going to happen because there are some unions. There's the education sector. Like there's really good people on the ground, right. Latino, Black organizations, and also really great unions, and they're all mixing it up, and they're doing dogged day in and day out work. And every time I think about like the money thrown to McGrath in Kentucky, right. Like you think you're going to, like when people like innocent people who just don't follow this stuff every day and don't know it. And neighbors of mine are like, oh, I sent some money to McGrath. Do you think, Jane, do you think literally at the mailboxes, do you think we have a chance of taking out McConnell? And I'm like, did you just send a check to Kentucky? Like seriously, imagine if that money had a year ago gone into all the base organizations in Georgia. Do you think we would stand a better chance of winning something in Georgia right now if the kind of money that they dump into these ridiculous races had been being strategically targeted into base level organizations who have a realistic understanding of what it's going to take to win their states? It's just different strategy needed completely.
To that, Jane, I'm obviously I agree completely. And part of the deal too, like especially in states like Kentucky, and they did it before in Tennessee, Texas too, is that feeds the appeal of the conservative Democratic candidate, right?
Yeah.
Right, because McGrath's claim to fame was he was
Air Force.
Air Force, Marine pilot, some shit, whatever.
Yeah.
There's not even really like pro reproductive rights or any of that stuff.
Right.
No.